Alright, well this is going to be a long video. This is the one and only diesel Yamaha Vision that I built. So we got the bike and it didn't initially run. I think it had carb work that it needed, but we decided to go through and just remove the old motor, cut out the frame, and weld in a new frame to fit a 418cc 10-horse diesel motor off Amazon. So we added the electric start kit. This is used off of the old bike. So it used to have two exhaust tips. That side got welded and blocked off. It's got some great rust holes through it. You no longer have driver foot pegs. You have to use the passenger ones up here. So your knee actually sits something about like that. Seat's not in great condition. Gas tank leaks, so we don't actually use that. I don't even have to say it. This bike is so cursed. Let's see. There we go. So, take off the tank. We're using the original generator motor's little 1 gallon-ish tank. The whole goal of this project was to see what kind of gas mileage this thing could have gotten. It goes, transmission is really inefficient, which is why it's not the highest gas mileage yet. It's a go-kart 30 series torque converter off to a chain drive to custom drilled and tapped to a lawnmower gearbox off of a 1972 something lawnmower. Just a right angle 1-to-1 gearbox to the U-joint, which runs the shaft. I haven't tested it after adding this addition today, but before it had a top speed of 52 miles an hour, and in the one trip that I've ever done with it, it got 65 miles to the gallon. I'm hoping to get it up to about 100, maybe 120 if that's possible. Currently building a new transmission for this bike that will be a 2-speed manually operated jack shaft. The mirrors and this blinker fell off when it fell over because the kickstand no longer exists. It is only the center stand, which actually got re-welded to have this old piece of frame to the opposite side, because with the exhaust there, it was inoperable. The electric is really weird, so your key up here almost doesn't do anything. So you have to hit the switch on, turns on the lights and most of the electronics, except the rear running light. That is operated by the key. We're not really sure why, but yeah. So the start button doesn't do anything. That is why there is a key in the frame under the tank. Don't stall. It doesn't idle, so keep it running, don't stall, because if you do, you have to get off the bike and reach your hand into the tank to turn it back on. The rear brake does not have a spring in it, so when your foot's up here, you have to come all the way forward to operate the rear brake. Not very great. it works. I don't know what to say about that one. It's extensively modified. I'd say about half of the front frame is gone. And it's all been re-welded to fit this motor. Leaks diesel, it's a diesel, it does that. It's pretty loud with the exhaust holes. I don't know what else to say about this thing. It sort of works. Took it for a really short, I think, half-mile ride after adding this brace up here. Because before, what would happen is this motor would rock back and forth in the chassis, which would detension this chain, and it would cause it to skip under load. So anytime you would apply any throttle to it, it would skip and just keep skipping until you let off. Now it doesn't really do that, which is great. Anytime the chain gets loose, you just have to come up here and tighten that, and it pulls the whole motor forward, and that'll tighten up the chain a little bit. It burns belts up until about 8 miles an hour, and then it finally catches and holds itself at that. Got one bracket up into there, into lawnmower gearbox, another bracket up from the original frame to the other side of the gearbox. Your charging controller, and then from the gearbox down to this side of the engine mounts, and then center the frame down to that side. You'll notice center of the engine is about here. So when you're sitting, the bike tries to lean and tilt over to the left. As soon as you're moving, it seems to be fine. If you turn too sharp, the exhaust, I don't know if there's any scratch marks on it. Exhaust will scrape the ground if you turn too hard. Yeah. This is my bike. I did this to this thing. I can't say if I'm proud or if I'm deeply upset with myself. It's kind of both and neither at the same time. It's getting there. That's about it. That's all I got for this thing.